Diesel shops across America see the same pattern weekly. Engines worth $20,000 destroyed by habits so common that 90% of diesel owners practice them daily. These seemingly harmless routines create internal damage that remains invisible until catastrophic failure strikes, leaving drivers stranded with repair bills that often exceed their truck's value. Let me tell you the 10 habits that destroy diesel engines and the professional techniques that prevent them. Short trips all the time. The deadliest habit for diesel engines isn't mechanical abuse. It's never allowing the engine to reach full operating temperature. Diesel engines are engineered to run hot and need extended operation to function properly. Yet countless owners make constant short trips that prevent proper warm-up cycles. When diesel engines don't reach operating temperature, multiple destructive processes begin immediately. The diesel particulate filter cannot perform regeneration cycles, causing soot accumulation that creates dangerous back pressure. This trapped soot eventually clogs the system completely, forcing expensive DPF replacements that cost thousands. Unburnt fuel begins diluting engine oil during cold operation, reducing viscosity and destroying lubrication protection throughout the system. This fuel contamination accelerates bearing wear and creates acidic compounds that attack internal components. Professional oil analysis consistently shows that engines making primarily short trips require 40% more frequent changes to prevent damage. The EGR system suffers catastrophic carbon buildup when engines never reach temperature. These deposits restrict airflow, reduce performance, and eventually cause complete system failure, requiring extensive cleaning or replacement of expensive components. Real-world solution: combine errands into single trips and take weekly highway drives of 20 to 30 minutes at highway speeds. This allows complete system warm-up, DPF regeneration, and burns off harmful deposits that accumulate during cold operation. Excessive idling. This habit destroys diesel engines while owners believe they're being gentle. Extended idling prevents efficient fuel combustion, leading to carbon deposits throughout the combustion chamber and injection system. Modern diesels require load and proper operating temperatures to burn fuel completely. During prolonged idling, fuel doesn't burn efficiently at low temperatures and RPMs. This incomplete combustion creates carbon buildup on pistons, valves, and injectors that reduces performance and increases wear. The deposits act like insulation, preventing proper heat transfer and causing overheating under load conditions. Fuel dilution accelerates dramatically during idle periods as unburnt fuel seeps past piston ring into the crankcase. This contamination thins the oil, reducing its ability to protect bearings and turbocharger components. Laboratory analysis reveals that engines with excessive idle time show wear metal concentrations 3 times higher than properly operated engines. The DPF accumulates soot faster during idle operation while lacking the exhaust temperatures necessary for regeneration. This forces more frequent active regeneration cycles that consume additional fuel and create thermal stress throughout the exhaust system. Professional recommendation: shut down the engine for stops exceeding 3 minutes. Modern diesels don't require extended warm-up periods and actually benefit from immediate but gentle operation under load rather than prolonged idling. Ignoring fuel quality. Cheap fuel destroys diesel engines from inside through contamination that attacks every component in the fuel system. Modern diesel injection systems operate at pressures exceeding 30,000 psi, requiring absolutely clean fuel to maintain precision tolerances. Poor quality fuel introduces water, debris, and chemical contaminants that destroy expensive injection components within thousands of miles. Water contamination causes immediate corrosion in injection pumps and creates poor combustion that generates excessive soot. Contaminated fuel clogs precision injector nozzles, creating uneven spray patterns that cause incomplete combustion, increased emissions, and power loss. Once injectors begin failing, the cascade effect damages pistons, valves, and turbocharger components. The high-pressure fuel pump represents the most expensive component at risk from poor fuel quality. Debris acts like liquid sandpaper, destroying precision machine surfaces. Pump failure sends metal particles throughout the entire fuel system, requiring complete system replacement. Prevention requires buying fuel from reputable stations with high turnover, using fuel additives designed for diesel applications, and regularly draining water separators. Skipping oil changes. This mistake creates more catastrophic diesel failures than any other maintenance error. Diesel engines generate extreme contamination levels that overwhelm oil chemistry, yet many owners follow extended drain intervals that guarantee expensive failures. Diesel combustion produces 3 times more soot than gasoline engines, creating abrasive particles that circulate throughout the lubrication system. This soot gradually transforms clean oil into a grinding compound that destroys bearings, turbocharger assemblies, and injection components. Modern turbochargers operate at temperatures exceeding 1800 degrees Fahrenheit while spinning at 200,000 RPM. They require constant oil flow with precise chemistry to prevent bearing seizure. Contaminated oil loses its ability to lubricate and cool these components, leading to complete turbo failure. Professional recommendation: change oil every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, regardless of manufacturer specifications. Severe service conditions require even more frequent changes to prevent contamination damage. Not replacing fuel filters on time. A clogged fuel filter restricts flow in injection systems that depend on unobstructed fuel delivery for cooling and lubrication. This restriction causes injection pumps and injectors to overheat, leading to rapid failure of components costing thousands to replace. Diesel injection systems generate enormous heat during operation and rely on fuel flow to remove this thermal energy. As filters clog, fuel flow decreases, causing injection components to run hotter than design limits and destroying precision seals within hours. Filter restriction creates pressure differentials that force contaminated fuel past bypass valves, sending debris directly to injection components. This contaminated fuel destroys precisely machined surfaces that maintain system pressure. The most dangerous aspect involves complete filter failure under extreme restriction, releasing concentrated contamination directly into the ejection system and often destroying every component simultaneously. Prevention requires replacing fuel filters at manufacturer intervals or sooner under severe conditions. Primary and secondary filters should be replaced simultaneously. Neglecting turbo cooldown. Shutting down hot turbochargers immediately after hard driving cooks the oil inside turbo bearings, creating carbon deposits that destroy these expensive components. Turbochargers reach internal temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit during operation. When engines shut down immediately after high load operation, residual heat continues cooking oil trapped in turbocharger passages. This creates hard carbon deposits that block oil flow and destroy bearing surfaces through inadequate lubrication. Oil coking represents a cumulative process where each shutdown after hard driving adds more deposits until oil passages become completely blocked. Once this occurs, the turbocharger fails catastrophically, often sending metal debris downstream. The replacement cost for modern turbochargers often exceeds $4,000, yet prevention costs nothing except patience. Allow 30 to 60 seconds of idle time after highway driving, towing, or any high-load operation to prevent oil coking damage. Overloading your engine. Constant heavy loads accelerate wear throughout diesel engines, creating stress levels that exceed design parameters and dramatically reduce component life. Continuous overloading destroys engines through excessive heat and mechanical stress. Overloading forces engines to operate at maximum output continuously, generating heat that overwhelms cooling systems and breaks down oil chemistry. This thermal stress causes head gasket failures, cylinder wall scoring, and bearing damage. Turbochargers suffer immediate damage under sustained overload conditions, as boost pressures exceed safe limits. The combination of excessive heat and pressure destroys turbo bearings and compressor wheels, often creating failures that damage multiple engine systems. Professional operators monitor exhaust gas temperatures, observe turbo boost limits, and provide adequate cooling time between heavy pulls to prevent thermal accumulation. Using the wrong engine oil. Wrong oil viscosity or quality leads to catastrophic diesel engine failures through inadequate lubrication of high-stress components. Diesel engines require specific formulations with additive packages that gasoline oils completely lack. Diesel oil contains zinc dialkyldiphosphate in concentrations 5 times higher than gasoline to oil to prevent metal-to-metal contact under extreme combustion pressures. Without adequate anti-wear additives, bearing surfaces gall and seize within thousands of miles. Disparate additives in diesel oil formulations keep soot particles suspended rather than allowing settlement into destructive sludge. Gasoline oil disparants cannot handle diesel contamination levels, leading to rapid oil thickening and lubrication system failure. The consequences appear quickly when wrong oil enters diesel systems. Turbocharger bearings fail first when deprived of proper chemistry, followed by injection pumps as high-pressure components lose lubrication protection. Here's a professional recommendation. Use only oils meeting manufacturer specifications with appropriate API ratings for diesel service. Neglecting the cooling system. Overheating destroys diesel engines faster than any other single failure mode. Yet cooling system maintenance remains widely neglected until catastrophic problems develop. Diesel engines generate more heat than gasoline engines and require perfectly functioning cooling systems. Old coolant loses its ability to prevent corrosion and cavitation damage in cooling passages, leading to restricted flow and overheating. Coolant degradation creates acidic conditions that attack aluminum components and gasket materials. Radiator blockage from external debris or internal scaling reduces cooling capacity dramatically, causing overheating under load conditions. Thermostat failures cause engines to run too hot or too cold, both conditions accelerating wear. Water pump failures dump coolant rapidly, causing immediate overheating that can destroy engines within minutes. Prevention requires regular coolant replacement at manufacturer intervals and immediate attention to any cooling system leaks. Forgetting the air filter. Dirty air filters choke diesel engines, reducing power while increasing fuel consumption and emissions. Restricted airflow forces turbochargers to work harder, generating excessive heat and reducing component life significantly. Clogged filters create vacuum conditions that stress turbocharger seals and bearings, often causing oil leakage into the intake system. This oil contamination coats undercooler cores and intake components, reducing efficiency. Turbochargers spinning faster to overcome filter restriction generate extreme heat that breaks down bearing lubrication and destroys seals. Contamination bypass around poorly sealed filters introduces abrasive particles directly into the combustion chambers, causing cylinder wall scoring. The most dangerous scenario involves complete filter collapse under extreme restriction, sending filter media directly into the turbocharger and engine, creating immediate catastrophic damage. Professional recommendation: inspect air filters monthly and replace when restriction becomes evident. Never attempt to clean modern pleated filters, as cleaning damages the media. These 10 habits represent the most common ways diesel owners unknowingly destroy their engines through seemingly normal practices. Most diesel failures trace directly back to these preventable mistakes that cost thousands in repairs. Your diesel engine represents a substantial investment designed to provide decades of reliable service when properly maintained. Understanding these destructive habits and implementing proper operating procedures can extend your engine's life from 100,000 to 500,000 miles. Which of these deadly habits have you witnessed destroying diesel engines? Share your experiences below and subscribe for more professional maintenance insights that protect your investment and keep your diesel running strong.